Me back into another card. It's very dimensional. You're familiar with the tarot, right?
Mm-hmm. A little bit, yeah.
Well, these are the 21. I don't use the whole deck. And you know Napoleon, he's the one that did the tarot cards. You know that story, don't you?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He was real big on these cards. Well, actually, they played with the tarot cards, the cups and the all the different ones. There's suits. They call them the suits because we developed them into the clubs and so forth. But he developed the cards because they were playing cards with them. Then he said, well, how about 21 fortune-telling cards? We'll add it to the deck. So it was Napoleon's idea. What do you think about that?
Wow, that's interesting. I did not know that.
Well, you know what? He was the one famous for putting his hand, inside. When they took a picture of him inside.
Oh, in the
what I'm saying?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what he was holding on to, don't you?
Oh, he was holding his cards.
That's right. Yes. She's ahead of me.
That's funny.
Yes. He kept the cards and he pulled one out. That's right. And he said, nothing up my sleeve. Oh, give me a break here, Brenda. Come on. Okay. All right. So we're looking at your present. We see the negative card on the bottom. The negative card is the devil card, and the devil is not messing with you, girl. Okay? Because he's on the bottom. So a card comes over top of him, and the card that comes over top is the Tower. Now, we know the Tower card. It's a house card. It's called location, location, location. And sometimes the Tower will, talk about divorce, but it's not talking about it, okay? What it's talking about is your house and your location. And then it has a world card on top. So I'm saying, what is she doing about her house? Is she presenting it to the world? Is she going to sell it? Something like that. Tell me, am I right on this?
Yeah, actually, with the divorce, what to do with the house is a big part of it.
Well, it's still sitting here. So presenting a house to the world means you got to ramp it up. A little bit of touching paints and all that kind of stuff. You're not ready yet because there's no card leading me. All it's telling me to do is make your house presentable to the world before you do anything else. Don't go out and list it. Don't get a real estate person until you're ready yourself to sell it. That's what the cards tell me. Okay, darling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next card, Spiritual Magician, Justice card over top of that, and then the Child card, and then a Travel card, the Chariot. Now, the Empress denotes child, okay? But it also denotes inner child, because the Empress takes a whole big area. It wants to talk about a child or your child or you. And which one is it? Because it's a real dimensional card there.
Well, it could go either way. I do have one child, and she's, distressed with the divorce.
Well, there you go. So that's what it is. That's the one you... And the Justice card, do you see the Justice card? She's over top of it. So she was more upset, probably, about the justice system, how they dealt with the whole situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
maybe she didn't think it was fair.
So they haven't started to deal with it.
Well, she is pretty upset then. She's sitting on top of it. You see what I'm saying? She's sitting on top of justice. So she's very concerned about the whole justice thing.
Yeah.
Like she's got to go to court. The child will do this more so. So that's why I was saying, is it your inner child? Because that could reflect that too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because this is dimensional reading here. You got it, Miss J?
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Yep.
and the card across from it in the past shows such a hangman. The hangman hung up so much with justice. You've been with it too long. It should have went faster. And that would have probably eased you, your inner child, and her.
Yeah.
So she's having a hangman situation, and so are you. So when I see that Chariot card, that's the move on card. Move on. Get away from it.
Yeah.
Don't hang yourself up in this. It's going to happen eventually anyway. But if you would ease your inner child, and it would ease her inner child. See, there's a reflection there. You see what I'm saying? She's looking to you.
Yeah.
Got it? For how you're handling the justice system. And if she sees you worried and concerned, guess what? It reflects on her inner child. You see?
Okay.
So they suggest you move on. They suggest, the Chariot card says, get the heck out of this. Don't get emotion. Don't keep this emotional roller coaster going too long. But do I have permission to move into next year?
Yes, please.
Okay, the bottom card again is a negative card. So you're killing your negatives. You're killing them like heck. The High Priestess is your card. It killed the Death card. You see? So across from that was the negative that we started out with, and then you went full circle. You just died in all this. You've changed your personality. You've changed your identity, darling. You see? You understand what's happened to you. Now, the Judgment card is on top of your card. And then a Love card. Now, this is interesting. Now, I know that you said it was all about the divorce, but a Love card comes up in January. Now, what does that mean? That you're just going to jump right back in there. So I've got to look back over here at your past. There seems to be a companion, friend, who's standing in support of you. Is that correct?
Well, the only person who's been, supporting me is my mom. I don't really have anybody else in my life at this point. My daughter's an adult. She's
well, I
25.
got to tell you what the rest of the cards say.
Okay.
It says, be not a fool, because the Fool card's there. Be not a hermit. There is an emperor in January. So the cards are predicting a companion friend supporting you in January. Now, she's probably thinking, Brenda, are you talking about a relationship? Is that right? Am I talking about it?
I don't know. Are you?
I would like for you to recognize the fact that you have lost your identity, but you did not lose your confidence. Your identity was already gone in the relationship, in the marriage. That's why you made a smooth transition. Is this proper for me to talk about?
Go right ahead.
Well, I look good at it because the Judgment card, you're not going to judge yourself. You're going to fall back in love again. And it's not a rebound. It's more of a companionship, friendship. And he is right there in January. In fact, I'm going to put him probably about the 21st. I'm seeing twos. I'm either seeing January 2nd